This is a demonstration of mainly pro-abortion activists. We've had several hours of speeches now, some from people who have had abortions, some from young people who feel that this decision to outlaw the constitutional right to abortion will adversely affect them. Women of colour also speaking here this afternoon. They've just called a lull in the protest but said they may gather again this evening. Now, of course, scenes like this being replicated across the US as people react to this decision by the Supreme Court. We've seen some hints of trouble. A car drove into some protesters in Iowa, and in Phoenix, Arizona, some protesters had tear gas fired upon them by police as they were protesting outside a government building there. So people here really vowing to continue the fight against this decision. And what we're hearing again and again from people is that they want this to become an election in this, an issue in this November's midterm elections. The speakers here calling on these people, some of whom have travelled from other states to come here today, to go back home and to really lobby within their own state, because it's the states that now hold the power to decide whether abortion is legal or illegal, to try and vote in pro-abortion activists or pro-abortion candidates at this November's elections. This afternoon here in DC, the anti-abortion camp not really in evidence at this particular protest, but of course we've heard over the past 24 hours or so lots of celebration from those people who've really been hoping for this decision from the Supreme Court.
Barbara, there's been a number of states that have taken up this decision and they've already banned abortion.
That's right. They were poised for this decision. They had what was known as trigger laws in place, just waiting for the decision from the Supreme Court. That means that abortion is now illegal in states like Oklahoma, for example, and Kentucky. Those laws kicking in straight away. In a number of other states, they will kick in within the coming days and weeks. In Mississippi, the state which triggered this case for the Supreme Court to consider abortions will be outlawed within 30 days. Now, in Oklahoma, for example, lawmakers are saying that anyone who carries out an abortion could face 5 years in jail already. Not quite clear what the position of any woman who had an abortion, an illegal abortion in that state would be. So many questions to be ironed out here, but things moving very quickly, very rapidly shifting ground here in the US.
And President Biden, when he first heard of the decision, called it a tragic error. He's spoken again. What did he have to say?
That's right. He spoke as he was signing into law a gun reform bill that's been almost overshadowed by the Supreme Court decision on abortion. He had some very brief comments on the abortion issue, and he said that the Supreme Court had made some terrible decisions. Now, when he referred to decisions, he was also referring, I think, to a decision they made earlier in the week, which will make it easier to carry a weapon in New York. The president now is on his way to Europe, where he's taking part in a G7 and a NATO meeting. His spokeswoman briefed media on that trip on Air Force One, and she said that the president wasn't thinking of essentially stacking the Supreme Court. This is an idea that floats around as to whether he could just appoint more judges to try and therefore stack the court towards a more favourable pro-abortion viewpoint. She says he's not thinking about that, but he is looking at solutions, as she called it, to this problem. That would include, for example, she said, making sure that women have access to abortion pills, that they are not banned because they're in a state where they are illegal, for example, from receiving those medications.